Nosotros en este su programa Café con Leche, la voz de los latinos en América. Estamos transmitiendo desde hermosa 1470 AM. Les habla Lidia Galindo. Tenemos a Michael Dutton y a Alex Santoyo, que es el subdirector de la escuela de preparatoria de Lancaster. Él es el jefe, es el subdirector de servicios a los estudiantes. Y estábamos hablando de algo. Yo quiero preguntarte, Alex Santoyo, ¿qué programas tiene la escuela que sean interesantes para los jóvenes y desde cuándo pueden escoger?
Sí, hay muchos programas en todas las escuelas. Diferentes escuelas en el distrito se enfocan en diferentes cosas, pero hay programas como pueden deportes, que es algo muy importante para que el estudiante esté activo. Tenemos tenis, tenemos golf, tenemos fútbol americano, básquetbol, voleibol, béisbol y de muchos diferentes deportes, también lucha. También tenemos otras actividades donde los estudiantes pueden estudiar computadoras, cómo quebrar diferentes, ¿cómo se llaman? Passwords y meterse a la computadora, cyber security, que es algo muy impresionante para un jovencito que aprenda. También tenemos programas donde pueden jugar un juego los estudiantes o a diferentes actividades, algo que es muy importante para los estudiantes. Pero lo que a mí me da gusto es de que una vez teníamos un estudiante que no era muy bueno para pasar la clase de materia de inglés, de ciencias o de historia, pero una vez le dimos un juguete que se llama un drone. Es un aparato que tiene que usar un control para que vuele. Y el muchacho fue increíble. Era algo muy natural para ese niño. Y el maestro no podía creer que ese niño era excelente para eso. Se hizo el niño el capitán del equipo de volar drones. Y el niño, su meta ahora es hacerse ingeniero y trabajar para Northrop con los aviones. Eso es lo que a mí me gusta ver.
Qué buena. Now tell us in English because this is a very good story.
Yeah, yes. So at the high school level, in the school districts, we have different opportunities for kids where they could be in athletics. They could play baseball, soccer, football, golf, tennis, swimming, wrestling, and a lot of sports. Then we also have other clubs where they could play chess. They could be in the key club. They could be in a debate club if they want to be lawyers, and they could do many different things. One of the things that I saw from a kid that really succeeded was that this young man did not do well in math, didn't do well in history, English, and in his courses. But when we put him in the drone club, the kid had the curiosity of flying drones, and we couldn't believe how easily it became, because it's not easy to fly a drone. He became the captain of the drone team within like 2 weeks, and that was unheard of. And then he has the aspirations of one day working as an engineer and working with Northrop, and that's what we want to see. So now he has a carrot that he's chasing, and the way to get there is through education. So now he has to get better at English, history, and of course that he wasn't passing. The kid's life is changing day by day. So those are the stories that we want to see, so that the kids have a goal in life to succeed. But most of us are born and we never find out what we're good at. This kid found it at a very young age, and I'm hoping that all his dreams become a reality.
Oh, lucky. And do you know, and I'm so glad that you are talking about sports, because I believe that all children should practice any kind of sport, because it's like the door to mental health.
Yes.
100%. And somebody who is in practicing a sport, they are not going to go in drugs or with gangs, nothing. It's going to be a very good life. And estamos hablando, amigos, de la necesidad de los deportes, cómo los deportes abren la puerta a la salud mental. Un niño que practique un deporte, cualquier deporte que haga, se va a sentir totalmente satisfecho, sin necesidad de usar drogas, de ir a pandillas, de terminar en el crimen. Así es que hagan que sus hijos practiquen en cualquier deporte de la escuela. Okay, you can continue now.
Yes. So we want students to participate. Parents, encourage your kids to do something. One of the things that I've noticed too is that today the kids are attached to their cell phones. Parents, put a limit to the cell phone. It is the biggest distractor of education right now. They struggle in the classroom with the teachers because they're just doing Instagram and other things. They could use their phone for something more educational, but just limit the access that the kids have to a cell phone. Estoy diciendo que el celular es algo que ahorita en la educación nos está causando muchísimos problemas. Los estudiantes no usan el celular para estar estudiando, lo usan para otras cosas, que es de las redes sociales. Entonces, yo quiero decir a los padres que limiten el uso del celular a los hijos para que ellos puedan estudiar y ser algo más positivo.
So, Michael?
Yeah, I wanted to say something relative to that, Alex, because it's very important that parents are engaged and included in their young person's possession and utility of the technology. And rather than, I had this experience when I was at SOAR, and the district was going through a lot of trouble about what were they going to do with cell phones. Because at one time it was, it was against the rules. You could get suspended if you had your phone out. And I just flipped it over completely. And I talked with the teachers, and we decided that we would take the cell phone, flip the kids' experience with it, and instead of limiting whether they use it or not, required them to use it, and we use it as an educational tool so that then they had to use their phone to access different websites, to do different things as part of their instruction, and it became a tool. And so rather than to limit, I wanted to participate in the guidance of how kids use that technology and understand the value and the importance of it. So it's kind of one of those double-edged swords. You flip it over, and you can have bad things happen, or you can have good things happen. And I chose to be very aggressive about the good side. And it can be very powerful and very positive for kids. But parents need to be engaged and understand, what the kids are accessing and what they're doing with it, and provide some guidance in the use of that technology. I think anyway, that's my vantage point.
Bueno, lo que Michael sugiere, dice que él cuando estuvo trabajando con estudiantes y que empezaba a ser un problema con el teléfono celular, que se prohibía, incluso te expulsaban de la clase y todo eso, te suspendían. Pero dice, yo le di un enfoque al contrario, en lugar de limitar su uso, lo único que hicimos fue supervisar el uso para que fuera dirigido entonces, en lugar de a estar perdiendo el tiempo con el teléfono celular, que fuera una herramienta para el aprendizaje, visitando websites donde podías obtener información que te sirviera para avanzar tu educación. Dice, yo creo que para eso los padres tienen que estar muy involucrados, vigilando exactamente qué es lo que se está haciendo en el teléfono celular. Now, sí. Alex, what do you say about that?
Yeah, no, I agree. So cell phones, it could be very controversial. Some parents say yes, some parents say no. But I do agree with Michael Dutton that if the students are using the phone for something educational, it could make everything funner and better in the classroom for the teacher. Yeah. I know that when I walk into classrooms and I do classroom visits, whenever I see kids being interactive with the teacher, they might put a game on their Promethean board, and then they're answering questions. That's what we want to see. Oh, there's times that I've walked into different classrooms and the teacher's like, all right, what do you think, I was in a Spanish class last week, what do you think a euro is equivalent to a dollar? Look it up, go on Google and look it up on your phone. And the kids were fast. Some kids typed it, some kids spoke to the phone, and they answered the question. It was like a competition, or they have different games, Kahoot, and they're answering questions. That I like to see. Now, the trouble comes when the kids are using for social media to do bad things. That's what I mean by monitor what they're doing. Yeah. Know their accounts. The kids might have an account that you know about and another one that you don't. As long as they're doing positive things, they're more okay, because we don't want this to become something negative for the kid, that it's an addiction and it takes them away from reality.
No, a waste of time, a terrible waste of time. So,
oh no, there's value in your perspective. There's no doubt about that, and that's why I'm saying that parents should be engaged and provide guidance about how that gets used.
Bueno, repite lo que dijiste, Alex, del teléfono celular, el uso adecuado.
Sí, digo que sí estoy de acuerdo con el señor Michael Dutton de que el celular es importante en la clase para que los estudiantes puedan aprender, lo pueden usar para estudiar diferentes materias en el celular, para jugar juegos con los maestros, pero que son juegos educacionales, donde están respondiendo preguntas y están aprendiendo. El error viene es cuando los estudiantes usan el celular para cosas negativas y se meten a sitios donde no tienen que estar, o lo usan para estar en las redes sociales y se gastan todo su tiempo. Y queremos que lo usen para que lo que están haciendo les ayude a ellos a hacerse mejores personas y estudiantes en la escuela.
Efectivamente, pues sin duda alguna ha habido muchas reglas para los teléfonos celulares. Se supone que no lo debes de usar en tu trabajo, que no lo debes usar en la escuela y todo, pero yo me imagino if you are taking the class and you are texting or doing something, you don't get distracted of the message of the teacher, even if you are doing something good in a website?
Well, if the teacher allows you to use the phone while you're in class, then you're okay. Now, one of the things that I used to do when I was a teacher is I would tell the students, all right, while I'm lecturing, if it's direct instruction, I want you to put your phones down. Just listen to me. I'm not going to teach you for 45 minutes to an hour. It'll be 15. If I ask you to take out your phone, then you may be able to use it. As long as we have that communication with the students and you have a good relationship, then you're able to succeed. Because if a kid is just texting away doing something else, he is going to be distracted.
Yeah.
Bueno, estaba yo haciendo la pregunta, bueno, si estás exponiendo una clase y la persona a la que le estás dando la clase está distraída porque está texteando en su teléfono, ¿ponen atención? Dice, no. Pero entonces nos dice, tú diles.
Sí, digo que si el estudiante está en la clase y el maestro le deja usar el teléfono para buscar diferentes cosas que son importantes, todo está bien. Lo que yo decía cuando yo era maestro a los estudiantes es de que déjenme enseñar por unos 15 minutos, no me voy a enseñar por toda la hora, y ponga su teléfono para abajo. En cuanto yo acabe y yo les deje usar el teléfono, ya podemos trabajar a gusto entre los dos para que no se distraen. Porque si están haciendo otra cosa y no me están haciendo caso, no van a entender la materia.
Efectivamente, así no se puede avanzar. Tenemos que ser cada día mejores y inculcarle eso a los hijos, de que cada día hay que trabajar para ser mejores en lo que estamos haciendo. Esa debe ser nuestra meta, hacer lo mejor posible, y entonces hay que saber administrar el tiempo, ¿no? You have to know how to administrate your time to become a successful person. Because if all the time you are watching TV or movies and then the telephone and then forget about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, with school, there's so many things that you could do in the classroom. I always advise teachers, make it fun. If it's a subject that students struggle with, just try to build a relationship and make it fun. When I was in school, I didn't like history. I struggled with history throughout high school and even in college. But I remember if I took the class and I struggled, I would drop it. And I'm like, I'll take it next semester, next quarter. And finally, I ran into a professor at Pasadena Community College. And when I was there, the professor played music from the era, and he made it fun. He dressed the part. I said, wow, this is interesting. And that helped me when I was taking the test because he made it fun. And it's important that teachers build a relationship because then it's easier for the kids to feel comfortable asking a question to the instructor, to the professor.
Qué bonito. Say that is fun.
Digo que es importante que los estudiantes tengan una relación positiva con los maestros y viceversa, que ellos también se lleven bien con sus estudiantes para que puedan hacer preguntas y llevarse bien. Me gusta que los maestros enseñen cosas, pero que lo hagan divertido. No siempre tiene que estar aburrido, porque en veces uno sufre, como yo en historia no podía pasar la clase hasta que una vez tengo un maestro que ponía música de épocas de historia, de lo que estaba pasando y se vestía diferente. Yo me reía y era una clase muy buena. Todos los estudiantes querían tomar esa clase porque tenía buena relación con los estudiantes.